Sorry, Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sharing it out now.
Okay.
Before you start moaning, Dan.
Right, okay. Good evening, everybody. Hello, boys and girls. How are you?
I'm all right, you?
Yeah, all right, mate. And you, Eric?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. How's Rita doing? Rita's good?
Yeah, she's good.
Good. Viv, how are you? Busy shearing like a little beaver there over the top right-hand corner.
Yes, I have got a beaver, yes.
Right. How's everybody been? Good week, everybody? Bad week? Indifferent? How's it been?
Indifferent.
Yeah.
Still waiting for my car to get fixed.
And how's that going? You're still going to wait, aren't you?
Yeah, I got to wait until Friday, but that's okay.
Friday,
At least
man.
I'll have
you have it for the weekend, which is good.
Yeah.
That's good. You better get about a bit, so that's good.
So
this weekend, tonight, this Tuesday, I'm losing days now. Tuesday, about the Gansfeild experiment versus the Estase experiment, or the Estase Method, and we're going to talk about that now. I've done one. I think I've done the Estase. No,
you've done the one with the
Gansfeild.
Radio. Yeah,
Gansfeild.
One.
You've done them both, I think, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Dan, you've done Estase as well.
Yeah, you've done this.
Yeah, of course I have.
Of
course I have. Yeah. I've done
the,
both. To be honest, I think they're both good experiments. I don't really favour one over the other. The one thing that I felt was, but there was good things with the Gansfeild experiment when we did it. When we did it, not stuff that I got, but stuff that Jay got. And Jay will tell you a bit about that in a minute. I'm sure he will.
Well,
and I thought
let me ask you a question first, since I'm probably the only one that's going to ask it, because I'm in America and I've never done it before. What is the Gansfeild experiment?
The Gansfeild experiment is meant to open you up. If you're not a medium or a psychic or anything like that, it gives you a taste of what it's like to be psychic. So I've heard that, right, Viv?
Yeah.
So what it does is it kind of it's a face mask, a sleep mask, and it's got two halves where it's got like a ping pong ball cut in half, and they're placed over the mask, but there's holes in the mask so you can just see into the ping pongs. And then there's a strobe light in front of you that's continually strobing like this. And what happens is I've got earphones in, and it's a bit like the God helmet in respect to you can start to feel energies around you. It opens you up a bit, you know. There are some things you can see through the actual ping pong balls. It's only shadowy, but it's like slight movement. They could be human shadows of characters, stuff like that. So that's quite good. Are you Tim? Are you Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
Ah, brilliant. Oh, I'm glad you got it. That's fantastic. Good evening, young William. I hope you and your good lady wife are doing well. Hiya, Rita. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Mary. I hope you're doing well. So the thing about the Gansfeild is that you have this continual strobing light in front of you. You're in the pitch black. You're in quietness. You relax as much as you can. And then you can hopefully gather some information. Or you start to feel things and information will come to you. We'll get to that in a minute because Parker had a really good he had a really good experience with it. Well, maybe not good, but it was good as far as activity was concerned.
Well, you both laughed, so it must have been good.
You've missed out that they play white noise.
White noise is played, yeah.
So you're not listening to radio station flicking.
No, you're not. You completely cut off from the outside world, aren't you? Your head is enclosed in earphones and a mask. So so you're listening to white noise. Sometimes you can get sounds come through white noise. I don't know if that's interpretation or whatever, but because I've not experienced that. And that's the Gansfeild experiment. With the Estase method and now me and Viv had really good results with that at a haunted property. In fact, we got it opened it up so much, and I'm not one for experiencing stuff like this, but this experiment opened this building up so much that we kind of think we got to the truth of what was going on with that building. and the spirits particularly wanted us out, and those wishes have been expressed to other investigators, haven't they, Viv?
Sorry, what was it?
I was saying we when we did the Estase experiment, you and I opened up and we picked up what was going on, the truth behind what was going on in that building, because the spirits were communicating across to each other via us. Now we sat down in what was the lounge or the living room, and it was a very old building. One of the oldest.
I was there when I.
It was. I'll tell you where it was. It was the Ancient Ram Inn, which is where Eric. I'm taking Eric when he comes over.
I want to go.
So we sat down in the sort of lounge, dining bit, whatever you want to call it, in there, and I couldn't see or hear Viv. She couldn't see or hear me. But we were having the two spirits that were talking through us were having a communication with each other. So Viv would say something, then I would reply to it via the other spirit. I didn't know what Viv was saying, but they were communicating through us to each other through the method, through the Estase method. You were there, Jay, weren't you?
Yeah. So basically, we was asking you questions.
Yeah. And
then you guys were replying, like, as I'm talking to you, I'm answering your question, but you didn't know nothing about it.
No. So, and they were communicating with each other as well at one point, weren't they? They was talking to each other. The spirits were cross-communicating. Viv and me, then it wanted Viv and myself out, didn't it?
I got the impression.
It was mainly Viv.
I got the
Viv,
impression.
Don't tell them what happened, because...
No, I got the impression that when I saw the playback, because somebody filmed it, that me and Dan, even though we were repeating what we heard, we were having a full-blown argument with each other.
Yeah. So it was, we kind of deciphered from that, putting it together like a jigsaw puzzle, like you do in an investigation. We kind of got from that we were getting too much information, and one wasn't very happy about what was coming through. Hi, William. And so that's why they put the block on that. Now, that's what the difference between the Gansfeild and the Estase is. Not a million miles apart, but they do proffer different activity or, different experiences. Hi, Charles. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Hi, Charles.
So, how did you get on with it, Jay? When you did it, how did you get on with it? And we did it at...
Woodchester Mansion and the Ram, didn't we?
Yes, we did. But the Woodchester Mansion was where you really had an experience.
That was outside the morgue, wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't know that at the time. Or you didn't know that at the time.
We didn't know that at the time, did we?
No.
Well, Vivian did, but...
Viv did, yeah.
We did.
That's on my list, too, by the way.
So it was... I had a bit of an argument with Dan and Viv because they were like, sit in the doorway. I was like, no, I'm not sitting in the doorway. I'll sit away from the doorway because I've got something about doorways when I go investigation. I do not know why, but it is just not a chance that I'm going to sit in front of a doorway on a chair, blindfolded. No thanks. So I sat in front. So we just carried on. We did all the lights. We did all the put the mask on and stuff. And we got a few shadows. We got a few shadows. Then they come a bit forward, and then a bit forward, and it kind of like stopped. I don't know what you guys, because obviously I was concentrating on what I was doing. But then we stopped it. I got up, but there was water where my feet were, and we hadn't been out. We hadn't been out for a break.
It was dry anyway, wasn't it?
It was dry. Yeah, everything was dry. It was it was dry all over, wasn't it? And then you said, "Oh, can I have a look at your boots?" Because it could, like when you get that, the sole of your feet could store the water. Well, no, they were just normal, plain black boots, weren't they? They weren't nothing special. So I stood up, and then there was two, like, patches of water where my feet were, weren't they?
Also, under your chair where your feet weren't, and even if you'd put your feet under there, they wouldn't have gone flat there. There was like a little, tiny little puddle of water there, probably about so big. So, maybe 2-3 inches across.
Yeah. But that was the first time I did it when we was at Woodchester Mansion.
But the interesting thing about that, and God rest their souls, and may they rest in peace, that place was used for American servicemen, wasn't it, during the war, Viv?
Nope.
Viv, you relayed this to me. It was used for American servicemen during the war, and they were doing some form of training or manoeuvre in there, and a lot of them got drowned in. I don't know. Is the lake still there, Viv?
It's a big like pond.
So a few of the young men
Still
sadly
there.
got drowned in the pond there, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
But the room that he was in front of that he wasn't told, and Viv never relayed it to him, the room that he was sitting down in where he got the water underneath him was the morgue where they took the bodies from the lake. So that's where they stored the men's bodies, and that's where he had the water. So that was quite.
I also found out they also dug a hole somewhere in there and found some bones underneath it too. So
They might have.
Might have done. I don't know.
I've never heard that one. They might. God knows what they do. Things change all the time, don't they? But yeah.
So the other
I
one.
didn't see you there.
The other one it did was the
So that was full Gansfeild, what he did there.
Full Gansfeild. That was good. That was really, really good. Interesting. And that was. What did you prefer? You've done both, Jay. Have you or not? You have.
Yeah, I've done both. Yeah.
The
next one I did it with Ram, didn't I?
That's right.
I like the ones with the goggles.
So you like the Gansfeild?
I like the Gansfeild. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you my bit at the end because I'm a bit different.
No, that's fair enough.
The only reason why I ask is because I've never done either one of them, and I've been seeing them on like several shows from the UK. So it's like I really want to do.
Parker, tell them about your experience with Estase when you was in the Winchester Mansion in the Bishop's. Was it the Bishop's room?
No, that was the Ram. That was the Bishop's room. I could let Dan tell you because I wanted to get out and run.
No. You've got to tell them because you heard it. You're the one experienced it. So tell them your experience, and then Dan will give you his commentary afterwards.
Right. So I don't know if people are aware. The ancient Ram. There's upstairs. It's called the Bishop's room. So it's got two beds either side, and like your nan's old mattresses where you can still feel the springs.
Mm-hmm.
So Viv was like along, and I was like on the top head where you keep your feet.
John, sorry.
And so yeah, we did all stuff, and then I got stuff before Viv, so I was told to fuck off.
Oh, wow.
And I got up, and Viv's like, JJ, yeah, what's the matter? I said, I've just been told to off. And I brought the courage to do it again because that was the first time that I've heard swearing in white noise. And I was like,
nice.
Yeah, see you later.
Oh, did he had to?
I got bullied into doing it by Dan and Viv. So yeah, we're doing it again. And then, so the other side of the bed, it was free. I was in the middle, so I was at top end. Viv was like kind of in the middle. So the far end near the window, halfway through the bed, me and Viv felt someone sit down. And it carried on, and then it moved forward. And that's when I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Viv, did you feel that? Yeah, I felt it. And at this time, I've pulled my earphones out, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But
I saw that happen, and Viv went, somebody just sat on the bed, and I saw the mattress go down between like you. Viv was you were more or less. Were you laying on the bed, Viv, or you were sitting on it like laid sort of back?
No, I was just sitting on the edge of the bed.
He was on the other side, wasn't he?
I was up pillow end. Yeah. He was down.
And then it went down, and you just put the headphone. You went, "Fuck that," and threw off. But yeah, I mean, it would throw you because you're not expecting that,
And like you say, it's not that type of. You don't hear swearing on the radio because you put that in, it feels like you're listening to the radio. Like when you used to tune in, and it was the first thing I heard, and I'm like, that can't be real because either Viv has heard it or I've heard it. I know people work in different what can hear and what they can't hear, but I was pretty much sure, that I was told to cough, and that's why I got up. And you two were laughing, and I'm like, well, why are you laughing? I've got told to cough. And
hi, Lynn.
Lynn.
there was no one around to say it, so that's what kind of put me up like Schitt's Creek, really. And then when that fella sat on the in between the bed, that was it. That was game over. That was like nah.
Game
And it was
over.
only you because you were sitting in a chair in the corner, weren't you?
Didn't you get banged on the knee as well when you went in there at one point? When you walked in the bishop's room, you got touched on the leg or knee, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
That was it. They know who to go for, don't they?
Yeah.
It's better than
They know
getting
it goes
touched on the bum or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Can I just say, right, I want to talk to you about this from a medium's perspective.
Okay.
Because the Gansfeild, I don't need that to get exactly what is relayed. Now, you don't have to put the mask on for Gansfeild. You can just get half a ping pong ball and tape it to your eyes like they did in Paranormal State. I think Charles mentioned that.
Yeah.
You need the flashing lights because that takes away vision. So you're aware that there is something there flashing. You can't see anything else in the room. And if something was to walk past you, someone to walk past you that's not living, you would see them. Or
You'd
if they
see it.
come to you, you would see them that's not living. By playing white noise, you're eliminating the chance of hearing a word come through radio waves. You're just literally hearing a shh constantly in your ears. So if you hear a voice come over it, tell you something, or you hear a scream, or you hear a sentence, you will be able to hear it quite clearly because the white noise is boring. When you hear something else over that white noise, it can be quite clear. Now,
it's like they manipulate the static, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that white noise that we use is recorded. So we're not using an app. We're not using a phone for that white noise. We are using a recorded version of white noise. No way in chance hell that could be interference from something else.
Yeah.
So what we're hearing is exactly what is coming through. So for me, when I do Gansfeild, the minute I put that on, it's like woof, it's straight away. And it can become overwhelming because I don't need that. They know I don't need that. So so I would rather, for me, somebody else have the experience that's not mediumistic, like Dan. That's as psychic as a brick. We'll put it on Dan, use him as a guinea pig. And so if Dan's getting it, that's more credible for me, put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not credible. What I'm saying is I don't
You
need
take that gospel.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
I could do that anyway. When it comes to Estase, you're sitting and hearing radio frequency scanned constantly. You can speed it up, slow it down, whatever. So there is always a chance that you might pick up the radio station.
Yeah.
And again, it depends on the individual who's able to hear the words coming through. So singular or sentence. It's quite hard sometimes for individuals when they first do Estase to actually even pick out the words. So when something does get said, a lot of it does get missed. It does. It's natural to miss it. But when you're doing it with like a splitter and you have the same radio or device, you have the splitter in, you have two lots of headphones going on now. So Dan has one in his ear, let's say, and I have one in my ear. One person is asking the questions, and then me and Dan are having an argument with each other. We've got the same radio, we're hearing the same scans. Somebody's asking the question, Dan's about to answer it, and I'm coming in and telling him whatever. Yeah. So to me, is that credible? Yes, it could be, but it all depends on the situation. So Yes, no, we've got the aerial
Yeah,
removed.
yeah.
We have
Yeah.
the aerial removed, and you can still pick up. You can still pick up the station. So I don't like the Estase method personally. I much prefer Gansfeild because that is more solid evidence than you'll get from that
I think
than you
the
would from
one
Estase.
thing that the Gansfeild has shown me is that, you know, people come up with products like, and I know people say, I understand people say, well, you know, you got this Ovilus, but they can, you know, they can transmit, find out where you are geographically, and they can transmit information that was in that area, dirty. I can understand that. But the one thing that I used to have trouble grasping the concept of was that things like Oviluses and stuff like that, I used to always think, you know, that's manufactured noise. That's noise that's probably set. There's like apps. The noise in apps, they're not live noise. It's just noise that's pre-programmed or recorded.
Yeah.
And I used to think, no, I can't get my head around that. Then now the Gansfeild is white noise as well. And I think, and that some of that's pre-recorded, isn't it? And I think the thing is, when you start getting information through the Gansfeild that speaks to you and says, gives you information that could be relevant or is relevant to questions that are asked or somebody else's question. When you think, well, if Spirit can do that during the Gansfeild with recorded white noise, then there's every feasibility that they can use apps and stuff like that. I know I know I've slag apps off and stuff like that. But
the only thing with an app,
I'm talking about white noise.
The only thing with an app, and this is proved time and time again, you'll have your phone not turned on, just sitting there, and we'll talk. Let's say we're going to talk about sausage and mash and traditional English food or whatever. Then we'll get adverts for Sainsbury's come
that's
up.
the phone.
So it's always listening. Even when you're using these apps, I think your phone is always listening. There is some connection. This cannot be trusted. Seriously.
Oh, no, it can't be trusted. But things like the Ovilus, which also work on recorded white noise or what have you, and they've got that bank, haven't they, built into it. When you start getting, you know, think, well, how can they use that? Because there's nothing there. It's not something that I can understand how they can attach to something living like white noise that's alive or a word bank that's alive. But a word bank that's set up and now it's producing its own words just goes to show you that they have got the abilities to manipulate. Hi, Kelly, to manipulate the environment.
Yeah,
I think
if it's pre-recorded.
I think as well, Dan, it depends on how you're using that Ovilus device. Like, you know, on my Ovilus, I will not use dictionary mode. They are pre-programmed words.
Dictionary, yeah.
So I always use the phonetic mode, which is the sounds, which I believe that if it's something there, it can manipulate whatever and make the sounds. And we've got sentences, big sentences through that, and swear words and all sorts of things. I cannot imagine for 1 minute Bill Chappell has pre-programmed swear words into that.
He hasn't, and he certainly never. See, this is it. When I first bought one years ago, when they first came out, I got it cheap. It was a couple of £100, £250 or something, which, you know, people bought them. And I bought one, and me and Terry were using it. And Terry noticed exactly the same time I did that this thing started using words that weren't in the bank, that it created itself, and also it was using sentences. And these things were never built to use sentences. No. So what I'm saying is, no matter how ethereal it is, there's no reason. I know the drawbacks about apps, and I agree with them. They're not great things. Maybe you shouldn't use them for whatever reason. But by the same token, there's no reason that Spirit couldn't manipulate the app. But because you've got things like it's listening all the time, you can't use it because it's not credible.
So Noreen said something quite interesting here, right? So let's put it up. Some apps have reversed audio, so you shouldn't get words. Why not? Why not? Because the apps are working through your phone. How do you know? How do you know that it won't produce?
Ian said he may have pre-programmed. Sorry, he may have pre-programmed the word demon in Ghost Adventures model.
Oh, little girl, and the words little girl.
But what I'm saying is, there's no. What the one thing he's taught me is never to underestimate the ability of Spirit or whatever it is that's going on, because they can manipulate if they want. What I'm saying is, you can't use apps, and I don't recommend them, and I do think they're crap, a lot of them, because they're open to all sorts of skullduggery. Yeah. But by the same token, spirits can probably use them, but we can't use the app because we don't know whether it's the spirit or whether it's.
Do you know what, Dan? In saying that all of this, and I don't like apps, I hate them, but I do endorse one app and one app only. And the only reason I endorse that app is because my brother has been dead for 12, 13 years, 13 years now, I think. And he was a ghost hunter. And I heard that this particular friend within the community was going to the graveyard where my brother's ashes are interred. So I've said to her, go and find this grave. And this is before I've even seen his grave. Go and find his grave. Go and do your whatever it is around his grave and see if you can get him to answer you. Yeah. She said, okay, I will record that. I will record that and I will give you everything I get. I said, okay. And she did, bless her. And I listened to her about an hour of nonsense, listening to her asking questions, and it was boring. That's what analysis is, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But she asked one question, and I'll tell you what that question was. She asked, and I'm going to tell you my brother's name now. In fact, I won't tell you his name. I will use a different name. So she said, Michael, can you just let me know, without a shadow of a doubt, is there life after death? And the response that she got through this app was in my brother's voice. And he said, of course there is. Don't be silly. Right? He's got a very distinct voice, my brother had a very distinct voice. And I was floored when I heard that come through this app. I cut it and I went round my mother's house. And I didn't tell her what I was about to play. And I went, Mum, just listen to this for a minute. And I played her question and played his response. Wow. And she burst into tears and she said, that's my Nick. Where did you get that from? And this is some years after his death. And my mum didn't know anything about these apps or what was... I didn't even tell her she went and ghost hunted his grave. I didn't tell her anything like that. I just played it to her.
No.
That was enough proof for me. Enough proof for me that this one app did what it said it does on the tin.
Yeah.
So that is the only app, because of that one thing, I will endorse. And if you want to know what that app is, you'll have to ask me in the chat and I will tell you. But otherwise, I'm going to keep it quiet.
I think the only thing I use on my phone is sorry, Eric, go on, mate.
Oh, sorry. Send it to me because I keep forgetting the name of the app and I got a chance to get it now. So
I think the only thing that's credible about a phone really is not the apps.
Hazel.
It's coffee. Look.
Hi.
How's everybody?
We're much better now we've seen you, Hazel.
Oh, thanks.
She is the better half of the Winter Clan.
Yeah, I can't even argue that. I'm not going to argue that. The dogs are better than me. Come on, let's be honest.
Oh, it's not that.
No.
They are.
Some of them are.
There you go. Some of them are.
Some of them are rubbish.
Some of them are.
Down the pecking.
Do you want to join in?
Not really.
Nettie says hello, Hazel.
Hello, Nettie.
There you go.
No, I'm going to go and put some washing on. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You sit here chatting to your mates.
Yeah. Do you mind coming in? I'm working.
If you wanted a coffee, I'll take it away if you want.
You tell him, Hazel.
Yeah.
You tell him.
Rita says hello.
See you later.
Hello, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. Hello, everybody.
I
was rudely interrupted. What was I saying?
That's right. Don't choke on the coffee.
Again.
We did an experiment in
Never
the
stopped,
RAM as well.
Sorry, mate. Go on, Jay.
I thought that was quite interesting. When we did the other experiment in the RAM, Viv phoned me, or I phoned Viv's phone, and we left it in that back room.
Yeah.
But there was no one there, but we was getting responses for asking the questions through the phone.
Wow.
That was really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, that was really interesting.
The only thing I really use it for on investigation is as a voice recorder, because I think the quality of the voice recorders on phones now are so good.
They're amazing, aren't they?
You know, really good. Better than half the stuff I've purposely bought for it.
Actually, no, it's not as good as my Tascam. I do like that, but it's just understanding.
Tascam's good, yeah.
Well, Tascams are the best. That's why. But
I love my Tascam. But I gotta. He needs to get look, he goes under there when he has a little puff.
He's good here, Jamie. You're fine.
I know what you're doing.
You know, it looks like he's notching himself off.
I don't want to even touch that with a 10-foot ball.
I'm going to stay far away from that, says Eric.
So yeah, that is my take on it. But I think, and William Southey will definitely agree with me. For the majority of us mediums, we don't need that. We go along with it. We would get more out of it if other people were using these things and they get the information to corroborate what we're getting anyway. So it is a good tool to have, if you like, for the medium. A lot of it is a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
A lot of it is put really purely for entertainment purposes. It's built for these TV shows.
Yep.
It doesn't mean anything. I mean, what really got my goat and still gets my goat is when they use the Estase method, record it, and say, I've got a great EVP. That's not an EVP.
No.
Come on.
No, it's not.
Do you know what an EVP is? You know, if you're going to get an A-class EVP, you're going to have to go out there and work for it, and you're not going to get one through the Estase method.
I've only ever heard a handful of really classy quality, and I mean on-the-button EVPs.
Oh, yeah, so have I.
Over the years. You know, they
And
don't
if
come
you
along
have
all
to-
the time.
If you have to clean it up to hear it,
That's not it.
throw it out the window.
Well,
it's not worth
I
it.
think if you tamper with the fabric of it, then you've tampered with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's non-usable, really, in my opinion, if that's the case.
Well,
keep it raw as you can, just discernible.
Oh, I love Ian Farrow.
yeah, I know, so do I.
Jay's just-
Naughty Joe.
Jay's just naughty full stop.
Yes, that is
Peter.
true.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. I think we need to. I really want to go on an investigation with a voice recorder and a camera, with some other people with a voice recorder and a camera
And a torch.
and a torch, and just leave it at that.
Bring
Don't-
it
you
on
don't-
Saturday.
Don't take all the gimmicks and all the other shit.
Saturday.
Just take maybe
Well,
a REM pod.
yeah,
You
take
know?
my skull with you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
We're
that's all
doing
you
that-
need. I think that's all you'd need.
We'll do that on Saturday, Dan.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
we-
all you need. If you think about it, I mean, look at the ghost hunters of old. They're very, very little equipment, and what they did have was rudimentary stuff
Well, that's
that you
all
could
need,
probably
really.
buy from a grocer's.
That's cool.
Is it you doing them, Ian? Is it you whispering into the?
I've seen that before too. Don't say that.
Do you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody says to me about that, I always say, you know what? You can't beat a voice recorder and a camera. And you know, if you want, take along a REM pod or something, or even a trigger object. But that's all you need to do. Really,
Okay.
to be
Well,
honest,
technically, the skulls aren't REM pods; they're motion detection.
motion
energy.
detectors, but
Yeah.
they're good. They alert you, don't they? When there's activity, they alert you. No, you just...
Yeah.
As well, you have the other type of investigation, which people don't seem to want to do anymore. And this is more for
Naked.
people. No, not naked. I suppose you could if you wanted to. But there is the other side where the only piece of equipment you take is a torch. And then you're purely on your senses. And then at some point, the torches are taken away. So you're in pitch black. You've got no way, or you don't even see that in front of your face. So you're feeling around where you're going. And you're in that place. well, you could have other people in the room, but you wouldn't know it necessarily because but do you see what I mean? So there are these different types, but you have to, you would have to be with people that you trust, your own team, no public, because of any, like, if anyone falls over and hurts themselves.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though doing that? The first word you would hear is, "Well, how did you end up in A&E?"
Well, she pushed me down the stairs. I don't know what you're talking about. It was a ghost. I was nowhere near you. But yeah, there is these other types of investigations that I think should be put to one side for teams, people that know what they're doing, that are experienced, and don't scream as loud as Jay.
No, that's true.
I must admit, in Jay's defence, we had an awful time at the Ancient Ram. I mean, you hear these stories. Some days it gives you a lot, other days it gives you nothing. The day we were there, it gave us
Ian. Gave us a lot.
It gave us so much more and a bit extra on top, but we couldn't even go back in.
I'll never fucking forget. What I will never forget about that is that one of the fucking spirits that was there, and this is unbelievable. If you look through the window, it looked like car headlights.
Yeah, come with us.
Yeah.
Didn't it? It had a number plate and everything.
No, seriously, we did.
It's good, Sarah. It's a good place to go.
Yeah.
I want to find out how much of the place you can rent out.
Good Friday, isn't it? Good Friday night. Sorry, Eric.
I wonder how much of the place you can actually rent out for the couple nights or a night or whatever. You know what I mean?
Probably could.
You could, yeah.
It's money, isn't it? They don't care.
No, it was worse.
I'm going to find that out before I come so I can book it for.
There's a lot to be said for that, actually, Charles. Charles is right there. Investigating by yourself is quite is good because you're quiet, you're relaxed, you're open to everything. Hey, Kelly.
I might as well rent the whole place out for the night. Take everybody with us.
Do you know what? There's no reason we couldn't hire it out for a few days and just stay there.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Well, you can go home, Jim. The rest of us will stay the whole weekend.
No.
I wouldn't want to sleep there either, to be honest.
No. I'm going to sleep there.
No,
it's quite good there because you get interfered with during the night.
It's got a, what is it? Succubus.
Yeah, I heard succubus and an incubus apparently. So
no, it's just a succubus.
No, succubus.
Okay.
It just fancies the one that goes for the men.
Glenn Hunt. He's clearly got the right name though, William. He's a Glenn Hunt.
Not Mike. Not Mike.
Yeah. No, I don't know, but I don't know what, William, in this field, you'll always have tense moments with these people. Is he a ghost hunter? Paranormal investigator?
Okay. Ian says Jimmy could stay there on his own for a week.
No, you're right.
Oh, right. That Glenn.
Oh, I know the guy. Yes, I know that. Oh, I know of him. Yes, I know.
2 words come to mind for that Glenn Hunt, and it is dick and head. Sorry, did I say that? Yes, I did. I don't care.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. I know I know Wayne. I don't know him, but I know of him. Yeah. But it is interesting.
Wayne agrees with me. Aren't we naughty?
Interesting.
Aren't we naughty, naughty, naughty?
Oh, is he one of them, William? Is he?
Yeah, must be.
He's free speech.
Yes. So we've done quite a lot of experiments over the years, all over the place. But I must admit, out of the 2, I do prefer Gansfeild, and not just for me, but I love watching people doing Gansfeild for the first time, because we always place them in the chair. We make sure that they're never on their own, that there is somebody sitting just back to the side of them, so they know that there's someone there. Are you off, Eric?
Yeah, I have to go, guys. I'm sorry.
Take it easy, Eric.
Later.
Do you know,
Take
buddy?
it easy.
Tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Take it easy, buddy. Take it easy.
So we always make sure that somebody is sitting like in the background but to the side, just so that they know that they're not completely on their own. The flashing strobe in front of them is always on a tripod. If we can do that. It's great if you could set up locked off cameras, but it's not important necessarily.
That's something I'd like to do more of, lock-offs.
And then just leave it. Just get people out of the way. There's nobody that's going to come in and walk in front of them. They're completely secluded, and they know that they've got this person sitting next to them just for security measure. There's no way in hell that anyone's going to walk in front of them. So when that does happen, and they know clearly that no one can walk in front of them because they can't get there, or there's a brick wall there, or whatever, for whatever reason, when it happens, the shock and the excitement that comes is amazing. And if they hear a voice, I've had one person that heard a woman screaming, not once, twice, and it clearly disturbed them. And I had to take them away and then replay this piece of white noise in its entirety so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Nobody screaming. So, they couldn't get their head around that. They were a skeptic, and they left that evening with a question mark. Like,
you know what? I agree with Wayne on this one. I think it's perfect. Yeah, I love it. I love doing that. Just sitting around with a video camera, you and your thoughts. Just sit there and soak it all in.
Not in my own house. There's too much that goes on in here. I'd rather not see it, to be honest.
I've got an idea about the Gansfeild and the Estase method, but I want to do it a different way. But I'll tell you after, Viv.
Okay.
And I like doing the Estase method when it was with you, when we double up, because we didn't get we have a lot of hits.
Yeah, you got a skeptic that is will know about it, and then you got obviously Viv as a medium, which will kind of bounce on two different levels, wouldn't it? Someone that's placid to it, who don't. You've got to have a story. You've got to say, well, it could be this, it could be that, it could be that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of it's quite interesting when both of you do get on it. To be fair,
it is. I mean, I believe I'll give it credibility because it's been too bang on the money for it not to.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
And you know what happens? Like over the last 4 years now, Dan? Has it been 4 years?
4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Since me and you have been sort of going out more and doing stuff more. Shit happens when I'm with Dan, and I really do mean shit does happen. All sorts of shit on the spiritual side, on just normal everyday life shit, but it happens
weird lot. Things, very weird, unusual.
A lot. So it doesn't surprise me that when Dan and I do some of these experiments together, Dan is hearing more or getting more, or I don't know why that is. It could be the flow of energy. I have no idea why that happens, Dan. And we even tested it. We brought Jamie in the mix, and Jamie fits in quite nicely within that energy.
He does.
If we bring somebody else from the outside in, it goes a bit. It dries up, doesn't it?
Jamie, to be fair, is the only one that sits in well with us, isn't he? We all three work well together. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like the information stuff we get shit from.
And you all both laugh at me, but it's fun at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I would laugh my tits off if something happened to you in that respect, but not in a horrible way. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not. You don't know, because if anything, the shit did kick off, you'd be straight there to help your friends.
Well, yeah, of course I would.
You, Chantel?
Can you sing to Chantel? She's in hospital.
Well. Chantel, you're so hard to get, Chantel. I hope you're doing well, Chantel. I just farted. Can you smell, Chantel? Oh, what the hell, Chantel? Chantel, these boobies are for you. Look, booby.
So get well soon, Chantel. We love you.
Get well, Chantel. Get well,
he sings, I think of Jack Black, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Jack Black.
School of Rock, great film.
School of Rock. Oh dear, I hope your ears are not bleeding too much, Chantel. So there you go. Can I just announce we've got some news, which is pretty good. It's quite exciting.
You get your ass over here. We want you over here so we can make sure you're safe.
Oh, she's at work already.
It's fantastic you're back at work.
Blimey, that's impressive.
There's plenty of racehorses and stuff over here, plenty of stables.
Yeah.
Get over here. Viv works right in the middle of it all. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
Get over here.
And I'm here.
I'll stay where you are. And I'll come over you.
Yeah, that's true, William. Right, so this exciting news.
Exactly.
Let me tell you.
Much more with your mind.
Let me tell you all this exciting news. So, the Simply Spooky show on the Things Network and also streams to the Simply Spooky Network is going to have a change. We're still going to run the same formats.
Brilliant. Sorry, Chantel's coming over in December.
Excellent. So we are changing the formats, and initially when we started this show, it was just literally me, Dan and Jay to go on for a chat. Or it was me and Dan initially, wasn't it?
At start, yeah.
Yeah, so, and we've been
It was
going...
on your own initially, wasn't it?
Not on Things Network. We did it together, didn't we?
Sorry, yeah.
So we've grown it. We've grown this show, and we have some of the show hosts from the Simply Spooky Network come on, and we do this chat. So what we wanted to do was include all of the show hosts on the Simply Spooky Network on this show, just to come on for a chat and have some lively debates, wormholes and topics. So we have invited them to come on to this platform here on our show, and we're going to mix it up a bit and take it in turns. So this week you've got our usual crew, but next week you're going to meet Nettie, or Annette Locke.
Lovely Nettie.
But to us she's Nettie, who is on the Friday Night Freak show. I call it the Friday Night Freak show, but I don't think that's what it is it?
Seriously, you lot want to start looking at that. If you've not channeled in, tuned into it, Friday night, the Freak show. It's Bri, Ian, and Nettie, and it's really good.
Yeah,
really good. I love it.
And William Becker will be also on, and he does metaphysical insights on twice a month.
Another great show.
And also Mark Manley, that you know from the Dark Mirror. So next week, show. And Eric will be just hosting it all and making sure that they all behave themselves. Jamie, if he's not working or he's not tired, he may or may not pop on. So Jamie is like the floater. He's Mr. Parker. So he's either there.
He won't flush.
No, he's either there or he's not. So that's what's happening next week. And what we will do is because for tonight, Eric's had to shoot off, and we have no extra jar of doom here. Eric will pull one out and tell the guys what they're talking about next week. And so the following week on the 30th, there is myself, Bri, and Wayne, Mr. Seedon, and Tim will be joining us he's on your show, isn't he?
He is. Okay. He's on the Weird Room.
Yeah. So Eric will get a night off. Dan gets a night off. Dan gets a break. Because he's had enough of you lot, really.
Yeah, just sit back and it's nice on a Tuesday.
Or they've had enough of him.
It'll be nice on a Tuesday night. Just lay back, knocking one out.
And we have Josh Minolta. I call him Minolta. It's not. It's Miota.
Very nice man.
So he's a Dark Mirror, one of the Dark Mirror boys. He is joining the fray. We have Ian Varro from the Friday night. He is joining the fray as well.
Nice man.
And Bri as well.
Nice man.
So we've got them all coming on here. We won't all be on at the same time. We're going to try and keep it to 4, and that's it, because you don't want too many people on. But unless Jamie decides to come on or not come on, whatever, you know. So that's what's happening with the show. So you will see. Yeah, don't forget the very important people that write in the comment section too. Yes,
we
wouldn't be without you guys. Honestly, William, we love the people. Do you know what? It's the people in the chat, I think, that sometimes makes the shows. Don't you, Dan?
We are family. Everybody in the chat and me. We are family. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Basically, I can't be fucked on a Tuesday, so get on Facebook.
It's just nice to share. Sharing is caring, they say, don't
Rita
they?
says she can do it as well. Get Rita on. Always have to include the chat room. Yeah, absolutely, Wayne.
Yes, definitely. Go on, Rita. Go on,
okay.
do it.
Yeah,
do it. Rita, pull one out. I said pull one out, not knock one out, Dan. Before
pull one
you
off.
say...
Dan pull one. I heard Dan pull one off.
Don't.
Gotta have a good Tuesday night and knock it about with your knackers.
Kelly says, "Can I have some of what Dan's on?"
Do you know what? It's antidepressant drugs. I've done a bottle.
No, you haven't.
No, Paul.
This goes into the gutter pretty quickly.
You probably have a sensible conversation next week.
Rita, pull one out. Has you pulled one out? I bet he's just trying to find the jar. Where's it?
Trying it on.
Come on, Eric.
Oh, God, we're going to get in so much trouble when Eric gets back.
That way we get every Tuesday off.
Because the boss man's kicked us off.
Yeah.
Oh, so next week's
third man syndrome.
Small man syndrome. What's that?
Not small man.
Third man syndrome.
Oh.
Small man syndrome.
I've got that.
So that is going to be the subject next week. For who's on next week? Let's have a look. Mark, Nettie, are you listening, Nettie?
It ain't me, so I don't give a monkeys.
Nettie and William Becker and Jamie, if he wants to, they'll all be on talking about, and Mark talking about the third man syndrome. So
I had that earlier, William.
What?
Oh.
Kelly Drew said, pull harder. Oh, that's why you can't get it out. Tim's right. He said, I'll be on The Voice next season. I think he meant Vice. I think he meant Vice Squad will be down.
Eric's Dad, do you want to answer this?
What?
What's third man syndrome, William?
Oh, it's when you normally go out with your two friends, but then you bring another mate along. And he's the third man, and it's got a syndrome. So, yeah. I have no idea. What is the third man syndrome?
I have no idea either. Is that when somebody talks in the third sense? So you could have mediumistic things happen when it's all in the third sense.
Sounds like a fucking psycho. I am not in any way trained to give talks on mental illness syndromes like that. I can't. Speaking to other people, I don't know. What is it? I tell you what, Rita, really pissed him off. Pull a different one out. You've done it now. You caused the damage. Pull another one out, Rita.
You won't be pulling one out if you've got small man syndrome.
Oh dear. That's why I'm known as the geezer with the tweezer. So sandwich.
Don't bring it Saturday.
Take it easy, Wayne. Speak
Yeah,
to you soon,
speak to you
mate.
soon, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
Take it easy, bub.
Just get Rita to pull another one out and just fold that one up again, Rita, and put it back
That'd
in
be
the
good.
jar.
Oh, I saw Wayne's garden. It looks good, by the way, Wayne, if you're still there. He's done his emblem on the actual front bit. Looks really good.
Oh.
We're waiting for Rita to come back to see if she'll pull one more out just before we go off air.
Eric's come back and they're fighting over the jar.
Oh dear. We've called a ruckus in a marriage.
We got marriage.
I'm blaming Dan.
Right, no, I'll play Jay.
Yeah, just blame me.
Jamie's gonna blame me.
We'll all blame each other. They'll never get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Having
keep
a
going
good
round
bowl.
and round.
That goes.
Oh dear. Rita, are you still there? Can you pull another one out? Oh, here we go.
Hoodoo.
Yes,
You
that's
do.
a better one. That voodoo that you do, that shimmies right through you, and no one can voodoo like you do.
Hoodoo.
There you go.
Is that what
That's
Eric said? Is
interesting.
it?
Look, I know very little about it.
So there you go, Nettie. Is that a better subject for you and William?
Oh, I'm not on it, so I don't care if it's really hard. I don't know. Bollocks! If I'd known it was me, if I'd known I wasn't on next week, I'd have just let. Oh, you carry on with the third man. See what they come up with.
That's right.
Other
Ian.
man.
Yes.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
So that is the subject. We got two, Annette and William. They prefer that one. So
Perfect.
that's what you're talking about next week.
Perfect.
So just remember that because we'll forget. Because I've just got the third man thing in my head still.
Bryce says that's right up her street.
Read
right
up
up
her
our
street.
street.
Right up her street.
So yeah. So next week's going to be fun. Not as
Yes.
much fun as we are, but you know. Yep, we've got Jack Black over there. Spider-Man down the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bitch in this top left corner.
Oh, that
John
was a good
somewhere.
one this week.
Mm.
Jay, you remind me of Johnny Knoxville.
You know who
Why?
that is.
Yeah, I know. It's off Jackass.
Jackass.
I need to get my hair cut before the weekend, so
I bet you wish you had Johnny Knoxville's money.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe we should have a Jackass, just Jackass in the jar of doom as a subject to talk about.
What, like random
I
stuff?
love Jackass.
Random
Yeah, it's
stuff.
good.
We
Yeah,
can
I do.
we can talk about Wee Man and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, Wee Man, it's funny. What's his Margara's gone he's gone off the track again, hasn't he? You're the dungeon mad lady.
No, never.
I'm really good. I'm good with that, William. I'm good with that.
What if he never comes back on again?
Yeah, we don't get that. I'm good with it. If they keep it, I'm good with that.
Oh dear. Oh God, here we go.
I've never hit a target that small.
You're into that, Jay. We don't need to fire a ball in his nuts. We'll just kick him in the nuts anyway. See, listen
Kick
to
him in
him
the
scream
nuts.
like a scream like a girl, scream like a girl.
Scream like a ghost is in his house.
No, I'm only joking. We always pick on Jay, but he loves it.
Yeah,
We
take
do,
that back,
we do.
don't I?
Yes. Well, we will be back next week. Well, we won't be back. Jay might be, but we will be back. I think, when are you back next, Dan? Let me just check the diary. Dan's not back until the 6th of August, and then he might not.
Results.
Yeah.
Results.
He must have done it the weekend when he was round.
Result. Oh, look at that. Results.
Oh dear.
You might come in if I can't make it, Dan.
I'll get a bit of a sore throat.
We do love
you,
Joe.
Steve.
Yes.
William.
Hang on, I can't get it up. Hang on.
That's what I said. I think I do that weekly.
Oh dear. But Dan and I and Eric are back tomorrow. And we have an amazing guest tomorrow night that we are interviewing. Just to let you guys know, we have William Becker.
We do. I'm looking forward to that.
That'd be interesting.
So tomorrow night on the Simply Spooky Network, we will be broadcasting. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on X. I still say Twitter, but it's X. I think are we going to Instagram? I don't know. We're going somewhere else. I don't know. But you'll find us tomorrow at 8:00. And then on Thursday, Dan has a show. Are you telling people what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think we are. It's one that Tim has picked, and he's done research on it already. I'm sure he has, knowing Tim. He's very officious when it comes to doing that. And the one that we're doing this Thursday in the Weird Room is the Fairy Dolls of Edinburgh. Or the the Fairy Coffins of Edinburgh.
There you go.
Which is an intriguing one. So if you get on the internet, look it up, because it's very intriguing. And nobody really knows the origin or the truth behind it. So there you go.
I think we've turned William Southey. William, get yourself out of that gutter and go back to where you was before.
See, he was such a gentleman before he come on here.
That's because that's your influence, Dan. His missus will be trying to get
He's still a
hold of
nice
us.
man. He's still a lovely man. That's all that matters.
And then are we the third week of the month? I think we are on Saturday. So William Becker will be on with a show maybe for metaphysical insights. Check the network for, because he will let you know if it is going to be on or not. And then on Sunday, I don't know if it's this Sunday, Annette will tell me if I'm wrong. There is a new show. Well, it's not a new show. It's an old show coming back. It's called Shadows and Lights.
Woohoo! Look forward to
Woo! So Sunday night, I think 7 till 8. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's coming back. So look out for that. That's another great show. All sorts goes on.
Oh, did you see what Ian put? They got Justin Cowell on formerly of Paranormal Truth on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Saturday or
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, we've got Friday Night Freak Show. Or Friday Night Freaks, or they're just freaks on Friday.
Freaks
Whatever
on
you
Friday.
want.
Honestly, you'll enjoy it. It's a good show.
Yes. So, yeah. Let me just put that up here. So, yes. So, Justin Cowell.
Formerly of Paranormal Truth. That'll be
There
interesting.
you go.
Very
So
good
that
to
will be
listen
a good
to.
show. That will be a good show. And William has just confirmed he is on this
He is
Saturday.
perfect.
And Annette has confirmed that it starts on the 28th
Perfect.
at 7 p.m. So look out for that. It's going to be a great show.
That'll be
And
good.
also, one more show to announce. I cannot leave these boys out. The Dark Mirror Boys. They are back
Good show.
on Monday at their usual time of 9:30 for all sorts of weird UFO out of this world shit.
Bollocks.
Oh, William's
Jay
coming on.
might have used the word, but I'm going to put brackets around that.
He's an hour early this week, William is. So
Fair enough.
you'll catch him. And if you don't catch him, you can always watch everything on catch up. We never take anything down.
We're doing an interview on Saturday, aren't we, Viv?
Yeah, so this Saturday, Dan and I are doing a pre-record at the Cryptid Conference. Last week we had Richard Freeman, who sadly had connection issues. So we're going to pin Richard Freeman down, and we are going to do a pre-record with him at the conference, and it's going to be great. And we will play it on a Wednesday night. So
I suppose that I'm cameraman, am I?
well, you could do if you wanted to.
That's not a bad idea, is it?
Yeah, we
Well,
could do that. Yeah,
I am there with you.
That's true.
Yeah, but you might decide to go places with Andy.
No.
My Andy. No, my Andy.
It'll get me in trouble.
Yeah, no, don't go with him.
That'll pay them out.
No, don't go
That'll
with
pay
him.
them out, wouldn't we?
I'm not paying any money to get them out if they get nicked. No, stop them. So that's what's happening. So we are, Dan, Jay and myself are at the Cryptid Conference in Bristol this Saturday. We might go live during the day for 5 minutes just to show you what you're missing.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, but we are going to have fun.
Fun. Do. I can't remember.
And
Was
Tim-
that Beautiful South, I think.
That's the Beatles, isn't it?
No, fun. There's a
He
beautiful
don't
South.
even know the silly old git.
Beautiful South. Beautiful South. It's beautiful South.
So, Tim, just to let you know, Tim, if you're still watching, I have a parcel here to give to you, to give to, I'm calling her Emily. I don't think that's her name. I think it's Emma. So I will give that to you on Saturday, Tim. So with that said, I think we've come to the end of the show, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm not on next week.
Guess what, Dan?
What?
Neither am I.
Double result.
I just need to see how work is.
I'll
so
come
then-
round yours with popcorn. Then we'll sit there going, well, this is a load of fucking shit. We shouldn't let her do this, should we?
Well, we will be back. Well, we won't be back, but the show will be back next week at the usual time. So you guys have fun. Stay
Be safe.
safe.
Oh,
wherever
hang
you
on,
do.
quick before we go. Mary, when you come over, let me know when you're coming over and I will book the Ancient Ram. So we can take you there.
Night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Hang on, I've got to try and end this stream. It's really difficult. It's really difficult, man.